Hello everyone, welcome to Ansel Travel Gaming. Today we are playing Cities Skylines and showcasing one of my cities that I pretty much maxed out. I'm able to do this point before my computer crashes. Welcome to Costa. This is the base map of the narrow passage that is part of the financial district maps. As you can tell by here, they have the full financial district here, Costa 5 there. So pretty much for me, Cities Skylines, I played a lot. So much so within the last 8 years of the game has been released since 2015. I played a lot, and so especially a lot over time, it does add up. I have over 2,100 hours of gameplay, and surprisingly, I never really have online gameplay of it. So today I'm going to show you some of what I usually do for this. So a lot of times it is, well, as you can tell, unlimited money for sure, and I'm losing like over $500,000 a day, and all the costs and taxes because I don't care, because everything's set to infinite money. So pretty much for this, I just do whatever I feel like feels right for the area, what is really needed, what is needed to be added, and what just really want to do for there. So I can kind of tell it's just a laggy mess right now. So the computer I'm running on is a 2020 MacBook Intel Pro, the last Mac computer Pro that does have an AMD processor in it. And pretty much for this, it can be pushed to pretty much the max at this point of 133,000 people. But it works very smooth when I start a new map, so maybe if I can have it start a series, maybe start as a new map there. But I'm going to show you like an overview of how I build for Cities Skylines and what people think about there, because I'm sure people are like, what is this giant laggy mess? Because especially like I don't have a Windows desktop. This is a MacBook Pro, and it can only support so much with its AMD processor. So so today we'll look at the Costa and see how it looks from here. And yeah, so pretty much this used to be the narrow passage. So pretty much since then, I built like the main roadway underneath it to have a tunnel under there, which is called Matt Chapman Avenue, named after one of my favorite Oakland Athletics baseball players. Now is a Toronto Blue Jays player, Matt Chapman, and pretty much that is the main arterial of the city. This used to be a whole freeway that runs through here. And pretty much Matt Chapman Avenue is the skeleton of what that freeway used to be, or highway, but it's not told anyway. So either way, but I don't like having freeways going through the cities because it divides the whole area, and especially it kind of lessons on how exactly you can build things, because you can't really have a whole vibrant area all along this arterial road, even though when the assets that I have on here is a 12-lane road with bus lanes and bike lanes and light rail lines, tram lines that go through there. It's a lot more, works a lot better on how an arterial road should be, because it has all that it needs, and especially can also for future traffic as well, which portions along here you can see and not, and especially for some reason a lot of people stay in the same darn lanes. That's what don't like about it, because people don't stay in the same lanes really, but people do, and everyone just stays in the same lanes, even though it's changed like last moment, like that, and just changed like that. And especially I having some industrial issues of getting more goods, so you definitely need more industrial areas to help supply goods. It's like I have lumber and oil here that I built just recently, but of course that's not going to fill the store shelves. It's only going to store shelves is going to be generic industry, so I'm going to be building that next. And then so I have here is Edmonton Oilers Timber Company, because the Canadians are taking over. The Edmonton Oilers hockey team has taken over Del Costa's timberland, not only the timber, but also their namesake oil as well. So because those darn Canadians cannot get enough of our timber and oil. No offense to Canadians, this is just a joke, because especially I'm based in Anaheim, California, and especially Especially with Canadian hockey teams, we do have some deep there. With Anaheim, because I'm a fan of Anaheim Ducks. But let's see. But yeah, so pretty much start from the middle here and then go back east and go back west. So right here is a narrow passage. Originally was a bit more narrow than this, and especially like right here and here is like where it used to be. So it was totally very narrow. But of course, there's no real collisions with anything in this game anyways, and especially if you do with a lot of mods, and there's like no such thing as collisions. But when I do have like the boats going, like all the ships for like all the ferry and cargo ships, they just go through here irregardless, no matter how narrow or big it is. So, and especially with no collisions anyways, and then also especially have the train bridge here, which I'll show pretty much runs the whole length of Matt Chapman Avenue, and also a paralleling road as well. This one is, I keep forgetting what this one's called. Julie Hunter, that one's the default name. So just call it Hunter Boulevard for Julie Hunter. And then pretty much a lot of these I just place whatever a lot of times, and especially like in the cases of like high housing demand, especially I'm not sure if I really should put more in here, more housing, because I'm not sure it can really handle more people, as we're speaking right now, an influx of 2,771 people are coming into the city right now with some of the more recent high rises that have been built. And pretty much a lot of these I just put in whatever I think will look good and fit well into the blocks I have open there. So I have a lot of them I just download from the Steam shop. So I don't really know on top of my head for a lot of these or who even creates them. So my apologies. Okay, so we're gonna start from here at the beginning of the map. So here is the freeway entrance from the outside area. And pretty much Matt Chapman Avenue is the 12-lane arterial roadway with the bike lane and bus lane, and then also runs along this parallel as well is a whole rail line. This will connect it that way as well. So more local service is with like the light rail line, as you can see right here, which is actually the Muni light rail vehicle light rail vehicles. And then also for there as well, I just also have is the train stations that connect at different various development neighborhoods that kind of like sprawls out from there. Is that a really good way? Yeah, it's kind of a bit transit-oriented development-esque, even though I can kind of tell from this one, it just explodes from there and that makes it very viable, really. So it really depends on how exactly it's kind of developed, and if I'm able to put transit. A lot of times when I can add another transit line, it's at more vehicles on the road. That kind of takes more toll on my computer. I just wish I had a bit more powerful computer, maybe at the moment, but not right now. Okay, so then we have is the timber industry of Edmonton Oils Timber Company here, along with a freight train station there. Then we have a development here that's built around this train station, if they move properly. So this one is built on, so pretty much all of them are kind of built on they kind of call it of whatever is part of the road that is on, like a lot of train stations are. This one is called Lee Street. So this is kind of the Lee Street neighborhood. So pretty much from there, since there was like a huge sensitivity noise radius about how much a block I made of here, that is the main sensitivity radius. But then also I have like at each station, since I have unlimited money, and then also from the shops, you can put sports venues outside of the school stadiums. They can download from the workshop, and then on there you can have is different teams on there, different venues, and you'll see all along the Matt Chapman line on there. So from here, I prefer to do a lot more higher density, so we can fit a lot more people in there, because there's always huge higher housing demand. And yeah, so there's always a housing demand no matter what. So there's always housing demand. That's why I always, yeah. So then from there, we do have is a more local light rail line. This will connect more neighborhoods and more block to block basis. So this one's the Matt Chapman tram light rail line. So this one connects on more block by block basis instead of more train system for more neighborhood by neighborhood basis. And pretty much, as you can kind of tell, depending on the neighborhood and the train station, passenger service is like not a lot. Yeah, so pretty much from there is like pretty much is monopolized because there's also a subway line that's also running on here as well. So let's get to that there. So from there, pretty much you can see that there is a subway line that is somewhere, getting kind of hard to tell, but this green line here is, which is the default line, color line, is the subway line. These are kind of like at the same esque distance. It's kind of like the middle in between of the distance wise between like the light rail and the train line. So kind of it's more like 2 to 3 stations per neighborhood, like 1, 2, or 3 stations per neighborhood. Otherwise the tram would be like more 4, 5, 6 depending on how many blocks. Mainly it's like about every 1 to 2 blocks depending on how dense the neighborhood is for light rail. But that's how. But for there is kind of subway, it kind of depends on how dense it is and how much service that there will be. Okay, so next neighborhood over here is the. So this one is the. I can't say it from here. Adams Boulevard. So this is Adams. This is the Adams neighborhood. As you can kind of tell, a lot of these neighborhoods that I put in, that I zoned for blue, they all failed. But as you can kind of tell, there also is a lot of supply problems. So I need to definitely zone more industrial area. But the problem is because there's like not a lot of freeways, it kind of makes that clog up a lot of traffic. But at least with all the industries here, at least I do have like more isolated areas from all the main road and also all the residential area. So then from over here, then move over here to down this way. So this one is Hunter and Matt Chapman, where they do intersect. So this one is a Chapman as a station for there. So there we got Mercedes-Benz Arena. And then we got a lot of different offices that are plopped on there along the residential cluster right here as well. Especially it is very hard because all the noise pollution, a lot of people can't live right next to it. And especially that one of my family members, they used to live in an apartment next to a train station, it was next to like a subway station, so it can be very loud. So I do kind of get where that does come from, but of course takes away the kind of convenience from there. But then the subway, you won't have much noise. So yeah. And then from here we got here right next to the coast is Edmonton Oil Company, where they, I don't know, oil. So from here, so pretty much have all the facilities over here on this isolated island, including a train transport cargo boat hub here, so we can export all of the oil as well as any other industry items there. And I should really add more industry over here anyways. And then got more off, and along Matt Chapman Avenue, it's still undeveloped in this area for the most part, but I do have like a lot of office buildings I can build there, because you can have too many offices here, because I just pretty much mod the game so much that pretty much people are like super duper smart with all the universities and whatnot, that a lot of them don't really want to take all their industrial jobs. So it kind of depends there. So then we got the Aviation Club, another stadium, which is Yankee Stadium, more offices and residential. And then we got the aquarium over here, more residential and offices. And then these are developed areas. So then right here we have for Matt Chapman Avenue does go under the passage area. So this is called Matt Chapman Strait, which is like a passage area that's going straight through the area. So from there you can see the cars go down here and light rail, so they go under there, under the water area, and come back up here. So in between the areas there, I do build like residential and office areas over there. Then on the other side here, we got a lot of residential and office, along with the Del Costa 5i district. Which you can do is mess with the game for all exploit for money, And yeah, and then so that's what I kind of did there. So well, can't really exploit it because I literally bought all the stocks with my with the government's unlimited money anyway. So it's like it's broken. It's broken when you have unlimited money. It makes more sense. We are playing with playing with limited money, not unlimited money anyway. So I pretty much invested everything in there. Then when it got good for when the stocks for one of the companies, then I just took all the money out and then just built everything up from there, and pretty much just developed everything. So there was like a few specific things, but I know we're going to get into that for there. But the financial pack is, I still need to research more on that before I talk about more than that, because of there's a lot more deep things into that there. Okay, so now we're more towards the towards like the midtown, college town area, is where a lot more housing development is. Here we have is the Fidei train hub. So it serves as inter-transit hub station for freight and passenger service. So we have one that goes north, which used to be a freeway as well, and then also going back this way as well, which is both used to be freeways. So see from here, so pretty much from here, it's just all road and rail over here, and yeah, just goes and goes and goes. I haven't had time, or really, I don't think really have computer resources to really record anything to develop really everything over there. But on one of the islands over here, I do have is a network of islands that I can use for resource exploitment. As I can kind of tell, there is a lot of things over here for like water treatment. It's like, even though I have eco water treatment, why is the water dirty? I am not sure. And especially I have like solar power and then also hydrogen power. Both of them are added on. And also geothermal plants, and then also water intake on here. So this is my main utility island where I have all the utilities. So when people are like, why is it so loud here with all the water pumping, coming and going, blah 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 and whatnot there. So it's in a very isolated area that is not developed. But I'm still not sure why I have so much pollution. Is anything safe for toxicity? Surprisingly, no. So I'm not sure why. Nothing on there for pollution. Interesting. Even though everything's all eco-friendly and whatnot, and apparently it's enough to drink water from, but whatever. So that's it from the north of there. So now we can go back here and then go to Chapman University at Del Costa. So from here is the main university. And right now it's going to kind of tell us that 1 star is like, we have all the buildings, we have everything on there, we got academic works. It's just we have a terrible time trying to attract and retain students because it is very linear and spread out. A lot of them tend to go to all the other competing college campuses, not like the main university that they do have here. Like I haven't developed any other universities yet because of this whole thing of everything's just so spread out. It's just very hard to do so, and you can tell we only just barely requested over 572 students, despite having premises like the main university for this area. It is still, I guess, still not retaining a lot of highly educated, well-educated young adults. So that's the age demographic it is part of, but for some reason just not getting enough of. So I'm not sure why. Okay, so now I can zoom in on Chapman and this area over here. So over here is the okay, so this one is so this one is Sean Green Avenue, named after one Major League Baseball players, Sean Green, who mostly is on the Dodgers. So from here we also have the train station along with the festival area, which we maxed out already since it's like 39 years into the game, and then along with the football stadium as well. From here though, like been doing pretty well, especially investing so much money. Expenses of all the venues is over 16. Yay, under $52 a week. Yay. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about it because of unlimited money. That's probably a problem when I do a real build with limited money. Then it's like I'm gonna go broke because I don't know how to play this game properly. But for the festival area, they also do has like promotion. It was all the promos. That which expensive for those is over $12,000, and security budget on there is $1,000. But it looks like pretty much everyone's still all like Nestor, Lil LaRoux, and Elijah Moti are pretty popular there. So thankfully they maintain their popularity. So here's the airports pack here. So we have is the Green International Airports as for like Sean Green. So we have his Green International Airport. I should put Sean Green on there. For some reason, crime is really high, and I don't know why, but it's very high for some reason. So yeah. But yeah, even though I have like a police station like pretty soon like right there. Right now the game is auto saving right now. It's just not sure why the crime is always so high. Come on, police, do something. There's like no special police force to add on there to the airport, but whatever. Still saving. But yeah, but for Green International Airport, pretty much I pretty much maxed out at this point. So from there, I have is the main terminal, and then just have does it linearly just go out this way, and then I have 2 runways. I have 2 on each side, and especially especially with spacing, I did not give enough space to have it go both ways on both sides, especially if there's not enough room to do so. And also need all the hangar decorations there as well. And then got all the parking spaces, which is just all just plopped there, and then also all the aircraft stands, pumps, and then also I got a aircraft stand right in front of a train station, the metro station. So I'm sure, especially for people who are getting off of that airplane there, just go straight to the train and go to the metro platform right there. Yeah, and then for the metro platform, I also do have it connecting on there as well. So from there, I do have it connecting to the to the smaller bus terminal right down here, if it ever moves. Alright, yeah, so there's bus terminal right there, and then also I do have it connecting to nearby one of the train stations over here in the neighborhood in the financial district, along with the train station over there as well. So wait, no, I was looking at the wrong thing now. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you don't color code things correctly, because then you get very confused, like, wait, which line is this again? But for this one, before it goes to the financial district train station stop right here, then the transfer routes to like the light rail line here, or to the train station there. Okay, and then go quickly south of here and go to Industrial Terminal Boat Island. So from here, we do have is all the boats terminals, because they know to take up a lot of space along the islands, and people are like, what is this all noise? What is all this cargo? What is this all this passengers? So here is pretty much is a lot of the industrial area that need to expand, that I can actually expand on. So from here, they do have is the cargo hub here for freight and for freight from the boat and trains and cars and trucks. And then also we do have on here is the harbor. So we're gonna have all these have all the passengers like, whoa, this place is cool, let's go visit. And then also from there, we also do have is bus lines that connect through there. But for this harbor here is the main one that gets like over 300 passengers a week. We do have is a light rail line that do connect back to all the stadiums and the music venues over there. I'm not sure how popular it is at the moment, because looks like, come on, load. Yeah, so it does get some amount of people, but not a lot that would take up a whole train of 300 person capacity of the Siemens U2 San Diego model trains. But yeah. And then from here, we do have like is about train line that connects underground there. So, and then so trains can just can take their cargo off there, and boats can load off there, or vice versa, depending on the cargo. Okay, so now I'm going to continue on back to the mainland. Then we have more from the university. There's more development areas along the Chirp X rocket launch area. So we're still working on the construction right now. We had like Bird Heavy 1 and 2, working on number 3 now. And then we got more, we got low-rise developments here, and then we got some high-rise, mid-rise and high-rise developments over here. And then since like it's still, because of development, how spread out it is, it kind of stifles a bit there because of what I'm able to develop and not able to develop. So it kind of depends on there, but yeah. So there you can see that there is pretty much stops along Chapman Avenue. You can see that there's so many trams along the way there, along with huge development blurb just like right there that I designed on there. And pretty much like just have a whole bunch of housing developments there, and then you have more plan to add more developments here and here, and depending on how much I'm actually able to develop. And then I have a gap here. So right here is Lake Miller. So this is actually a designated walkable pedestrian area for pedestrian plaza pack. Here I do have is like for Lake Miller is pretty much a whole walkable area. There is like a bus line that goes through here, and that connects to the Lake Miller train station. So it's kind of a bit small, but a lot of people do actually use it for all the bus lines. Yeah, so there's only like a few people that use it, but I try to connect most that I can, but oh well. And there also is a whole loop road that connects around Lake Miller as well. The name for Lake Miller is pretty much spurs from the name from where the train station is, which right there, which is this road. What exactly does this road go to? Well, glad you asked there. I don't think you really asked about it, but I'm sure you did. But for this road winds up this hill here. And you can see when it adjusts the angle on there, like how steep it is. So pretty much just followed like felt a crevice that kind of happens to go up. I'm not sure if it's pre-planned by them, but it went up there. So, and also we do have a road that connects back way over there as well through a tunnel. And then from here I do have is a zoo, which we get a good fair amount of people here as well. And we got Central Park. And probably should put a Cerarium because there's so that person waiting, but looks like someone was just picked up there. But yeah. But like so also we do have is a cable car station there as well. So this connects back to Miller Street Station. So there you have like got 42, so on a weekly basis that's pretty good. And then I just broke the map on there and just went straight down just like that. And it stops at Miller Station right there. So Miller Station serves 3 people, yeah, because subway and light rail. Okay, moving over to the next neighborhood. This one is another dense neighborhood. This one is not a pedestrian neighborhood, but it's still pretty dense here as well. So this one kind of starts mostly here at this neighborhood at Nancy. So this one is Nancy neighborhood. So it'll be like Nancy, I guess. And then from there, just go down, and pretty much this is just all mostly developed here, and then offices here plopped in along with high-rise apartments that people I'm sure will pay a premium to get lake views of Lake Nancy. Yeah. Hey, well, it's bigger than Lake Miller, that's for sure. And they got more residential, office, and commercial. Then along down here, then we get to the end of the Miller Lake Mountain where they have all the zoo and whatnot there. So this is like Smith Avenue. So it's Smith Station in the Smith neighborhood. Very blacksmithy. So I can tell for a lot of people they do take subways. So a lot of passenger traffic was with the trains transferred to the subways, and especially you don't have to deal with any other traffic that be clogging up. That's hogging up the stations. That is not the train station. And then there, continue on. Then you got more development, sports stadium. And then separate development over here, which I need to develop. And then we got here towards the end of the map on here. So for here is the end of the map, which is for there. So we'll call it Clark Boulevard. So just call it Clark Station, Clark Neighborhood, Clark. But yeah, but this here is the pretty much end of the line here for all the road and the highway. So pretty much everything just goes back over there again. But of course, like my computer, I can only load up so much before it can start crashing on me, because on my last save, it pretty much crashed on me. Thankfully, before I saved, after I saved, it crashed. So yay. So what are we gonna do? Okay, so I think that pretty much covers everything from my island of Del Costa. So if anything, since I'm not sure to what extent it is still popular now for all its content for Cities Skylines, especially towards 8th anniversary. There's still like a lot of good amount of creators that do create content and people watch it. And however, how they design and how I design things and how it really work together, and people want to see like, oh, I want to see how things improve and how things work, how things optimize things. Not really a guy that wants to do is just create this giant monstrosity with unlimited money and resources and limited computer capacity, because like how laggy it is. Yeah, but what I'm gonna do, but yeah. So if you're interested, so I can definitely try to take some more pointers on things on how to build a proper city. Don't build a city with money, and especially don't do it with unlimited budget and all the mods and hacks and whatnot. And all the custom assets can just plop right in. But I definitely want to do that and see, especially you can get some people interested in watching my channel too, especially if you only have like starting out right now with only 6 subscribers. I think that would be great if you have more different content, and especially I love playing Cities Skylines, and I'm like surprised, like, why haven't I done this before? Why haven't I done more of this before? But because I'm not sure, people would be very judgmental for my play style and design philosophy on here, because really there's no real wrong way to play this games, especially with all the mods on the PC and Mac. It just depends on how you really, what you want to do with it. You can do how you want. Yeah, it kind of depends. But yeah, but either way, I really like how this developed there, and I wouldn't mind starting a new map and starting from scratch, invest money, and do an actual thing on there with limited budget. But yeah, definitely. But yeah, so definitely might see me doing more of those in the future. Thanks for watching. I'm Ansel. Thanks for watching Ansel Travel Gaming.